It's so frustrating you can't
All right.
edit.
Oh,
So
we are live. We are live. We're all jacked up right now because we're missing somebody, but we are live. Um, let me see if I can get some semblance of order here. Haha.
Haha.
Yes, I've taken over. I've taken over. Just until Terry gets back. But I will. I'll go ahead and start the announcements. Um, Well, welcome to the Action Sturge, first of all. Thank you for tuning in. We are playing our Dungeon World campaign tonight. This is a very story-driven, character-focused campaign. We're really excited. We've had a momentous 8 sessions so far. We're about to start session 9. Some crazy stuff has happened. The world is being uh, turned upside down by the squabbling of 3 warlords and the incoming of some orcs from a land beyond, and a bunch of other stuff. But the biggest thing that's happened last session was that one of our main characters unfortunately died, and so everybody is sort of is grappling with that. So that's where we're at right now, and. Before we get into it, we do want to thank dndwow.com. They are an awesome. Oh, let's see here. Yes. They're an awesome website. They do dice, and they send us dice to give away sometimes. And next week we'll actually be giving away a new set of their dice. Deacon, what's it called again?
hollow set.
The Hollow set, yeah, it's very Cthulhian, sort of Mind Flayer-esque kind of dice. We'll be giving away a set of those next week, so during the dungeon crawl. So make sure you come and join the giveaway, and we'll also be spending points and stuff as well next week. We will not be redeeming any points tonight, though. However, if you are watching, you are still earning points if you're watching on Twitch. So if you're interested in getting involved with our dungeon crawlers, make sure to come over to Twitch so you can earn some points. We'll also have some. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, so we'll also have some stuff going on. So yeah. So next week is Dungeon Crawl. We got the dice giveaway next week. This weekend, hopefully, if my work permits, I should be joining the Plaster Dragon on his channel for a Mutants and Masterminds game. It's very noir kind of mystery, supernatural mystery kind of thing. We're having a really good time with that. So, work permitting, hopefully I will be there. I will try my damnedest, if it's not too crazy this weekend. And even if I'm not, you should go check them out at the twitch.tv/theplasterdragon. And then and if you like what you see here today, or if you haven't already, make sure you hit up our YouTube, our Twitter, give us a follow, give us a subscribe on YouTube. So really helps to grow the community and lets us know that we're doing the right thing. So, and that is that. I'd hoped that Terry would have been back by now, but unfortunately he is not. He must be experiencing some technical issues. So let me jiggle some stuff around here on the overlay, and we'll see where we're at. You guys want to just kind of fill in some space and talk about yourselves?
We can introduce ourselves.
Well, they can't quite see you just yet, so yeah. So I don't know, like make some banter, maybe field some questions, talk about your personal lives.
Well, I do have a question for Tyrion. So your god, what is his or her name again? Brain fart.
Uh,
push to talk.
Oh yeah, push to talk. How silly of me. I forgot about that. That whole push to talk thing. Hang on a minute.
Oh, you're good. It's been a long while.
I totally know the name of my god. Why would I not, you know?
I believe it's Janrik.
It is Janrik. Thank you. You remember the name of my god. That's
Only because I've been looking at it recently. That's the only reason.
yes.
So, when you like, what does your god look like? Is it like humanoid or is it like animalistic? Like, what is a sign that Janrik is with you?
Janrik does look like a humanoid. He's sometimes appears as a man, like obviously a larger than life man, because we mortals don't picture our gods looking like us. So our gods are always giant, but he's a broad, muscled man who wields a big golden hammer. But sometimes you just see him in the light, like in the sun, or if you just catch the light glinting off of something in just the right way, when a good deed has been done, when someone weaker has been protected by someone oppressive. You can see Janrik's hand in that, and so that's why the holy symbol is like a hand clutching a golden hammer, and not just the hammer itself.
Yeah. So is it kind of like how like when the clouds open up in certain ways and there's like those sunbeams that come down? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Janrik is definitely considered. He's like the light, but not like in a Game of Thrones God of Fire light sort of. You don't believe in setting anyone on fire to prove a point or as sacrifice or an offering.
It's like a Lathander.
That shit is so triggering to me. I'm ready to go on a rant about Game of Thrones at any time. And like
excellent.
And especially the god of the god, what is it, the red god?
Lord of Light?
Yeah, the Lord of Light. Yeah, all that shit. Like, yeah, we should do a separate stream where we just bitch about Game of Thrones.
I'm down. I will happily join in that stream.
All right.
Yeah,
right. So we will press on without Terry for the moment. But as soon as he jumps back in, I'll jiggle the screens back around and we can have some more banter. And then if people have questions, we'll answer them.
This is my first chance getting to look at Horus too.
Ah, yes, Horus. Who will Mr. not appearing in this film tonight. So let's start ground zero. A swarm of goblins attacked the Vulture's arena. There was a giant there. Harold got wrecked and was unable to sustain his injuries and died. You guys eventually all met back up in the arena, but it was just everything was pretty much falling apart last time we were here. However, the giant happened to be the giant that owed Harold a favor for sparing his testicles, and sort of called off the attack. There are still goblins around, but they're not like. Basically, the giant is at the Vulture Arena wall, along with the giant turtle as well, and they are the goblins have sort of fallen back into the huge field where everybody had sort of made camp and had all their carts and stuff, and I think at this point they're just plundering, just trying to get what they can to take back. So with that, I think there's a host of gladiators still inside the Vultures Arena. They were the ones that helped fend off the goblins, and everybody's kind of looking around. A lot of people knew who Harold were, so people are kind of gathered around to see that he's really dead. I think people have kind of gathered around, and I think at this point they're probably dispersing, and everybody's kind of like talking quietly amongst themselves. The mood is somber. The three of you are around the body of Harold.
Tyrion does not want to let the moment go by before people can disperse.
Okay.
Because there are so many people that know and are counting on Tyrion. And so, what's the tallest thing here that he can stand up on?
The turtle.
I'm going to look over to the turtle and I say, may I climb your shell for a moment?
Yeah, the turtle allows you to climb it.
I climb up on the shell and I just call out, friends, be not dismayed. This was prophesied to happen, but much more was also prophesied to happen. You have heard of great tales of Harold, have you not? And I'll wait for people. I'll wait to see if anyone in the audience is going to respond.
Yeah, they turn back. They look back at you, and one of them says, "Harold's dead."
And when has death ever stopped greatness? You've heard the tale of how Harold shat on a man's head and brought him back to life.
Another person calls out, just a load of bollocks from the bards.
No, I tell you, it is true. I have traveled with him and been his companion. He can do great things. Death cannot stop him. Disbelieve if you must, but you will see. And when you see, you will return and you will follow Harold. This is not his end. This is merely an interlude in his story. And then I'll just say, I'll wait, see if they react at all.
Yeah, Harrison is just like, I imagine he's just knelt down by Harold, just like holding him as much as he can, holding him in his arms, and then just like, just that glazed eye look.
Tyrion, looking over the crowd, you see faces. Some of they are just bereft of hope. There is a somberness amongst the crowd. They do not believe that Harold will come back. Perhaps a couple of them are stirred. And as a matter of fact, you definitely see one face in the crowd that is definitely stirred. Tears weeping down his dirty face. He looks like he's been fighting for his life. And he carries in his hand a sword that is much too large for him to be wielding, and you recognize him as Duncan.
Duncan.
And he drags the sword. The sword drags on the ground. You recognize that it's Hera's sword.
Oh no. I say to all of them, I understand. Faith is hard. Believe if you will, don't believe if you can't. But keep a small flame of hope in your hearts. For when he does rise, you must be ready. The goblins will return, and he will lead you against them.
And at this point, a horn will blast. It sounds like it's actually coming from over near where the castle is. And as the horn blasts, you can hear the sound of like stampeding, like the sound of stampeding feet. You can hear like the chorus jingle of armor. Something large is on the move over where the castle is. people are kind of like rushing up the stands to look over and out, and somebody will call down that the Crimson Blades have rallied their forces and are taking to the fields to finish off the goblins. Like I said, you've got some people interested. These you saw some hopefuls out there, but the majority of people, unless they can see him come back to life, are not going to be convinced. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
I know. I just wanted to plant the seed so that it's, because now they're all full of doubt and they, and scoff. And I've made the boast. So now if I make it happen, I've just got them right there.
Yeah. And so seeds are planted. The seeds of faith. Oh, that's a good phrase. I should write that down. So yeah, so you can hear the horns, you can hear the charge being led. Everybody's kind of like looking over the side of the place. The giant, however, is kind of looking worriedly at these people who are charging, and he's going to look back down at you guys and to Harold's body, and just kind of he's going to say he's going to look at I think he'll look at Harrison and say what do you want me to do?
And he's gonna just like look up and he's just going to say, "Get us out of here."
So he will bend down and scoop you up, if you allow him to.
Yeah, I'm practically just like, he's just numb. He's no resistance, nothing.
Okay. And as he scoops you up, I think yeah, as he scoops you up, before he scoops you up, do you want to say anything to Duncan?
Oh, I saw he had Hera's sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, before I go, I'll look to him, just kind of like roll my head, with any momentum to get it to move, and I just look at him and I'll ask him, what happened?
He says, I don't know. She told me to the goblins, they were coming from everywhere. We found an entrance into the arena. She pushed me through the gate and closed it behind me. She told me to take the sword. I was out of arrows. She told me to take it and defend myself.
Then I'll look. I guess when the giant will like scoop me up, is Tyrion still on top of the turtle shell?
Yeah, it can be for sure.
Yeah, when he scoops me up and puts me like level to like his height, I'm going to tell him, I'm like, I don't know if Hera made it, but the last place she would be at the gate of the arena.
Oh, hello. I'm gonna have to do some screen jiggling real quick.
Jiggle, jiggle.
I just noticed that this overlay is so cattywampus.
We now return to your questions. Well, John, an overlay.
I'll fix it though for next time.
But yeah, Tyrion, I guess, like, how do you feel knowing possibly where Hera is?
We got to get everybody out of here, her included.
Yeah.
These guards are not our friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the giant if he can. When I meant get us, I meant like the crew and follow her husband, her half giant, if he's even still alive.
The turtle, all the animals, blast a hole
The
through.
turtle, yeah, the birds.
You and me can sit here slinging spells from on high at everybody. Let
So
them all burn.
So I think the only way it'll work is if maybe if everybody climbs on top of the turtle and then he picks up the turtle. It's a big turtle though. He's a big giant. He's a big giant though. So I think maybe it'll work out.
We going turtle surfing. I'm down with this plan.
Yeah, so we need Duncan, Fala, her husband, half giant if he's alive, Hera if she's alive, the rest of the crew.
Any of
I don't know.
any of Aziz's dwarf friends, if they're alive.
Yeah, yep. Clive.
Yep, we gotta save Clive.
And I don't know if Dolmir's already turned tail or what.
Well, Demir would probably be in the castle.
Yeah, he's like, peasants, fight for your lives. I believe Nick had a question from before. Let me look for it.
All right, everything is back in its place.
If you could get wizards to start a book on any show theme, what would it be? Wizards to
NCIS water
book on
deep
a show theme. Yeah, something like Criminal Minds.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate SVU.
Baldur's Gate SVU. I would watch that. Have him interrogating a bard, like say Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dun dun.
Oh, good lord.
Ice-T interrogating Harrison.
All right, Terry has been restored. He got hit with that damn old Windows update.
No choice. Hey, we're updating now. Thanks.
Please do not restart your computer.
Yeah, so Terry, so basically all that's happened so far is Tyrion has addressed the crowds, the throngs of people, and tried to assure them that Harold would indeed be back, and that death stops no Harold. And then the Crimson Blades have rallied their forces, and they're actually going out to get to drive off the stragglers of the goblin stragglers. The giant looks worried, and Harrison told him to pick up everybody and take them away. Where did you want to go to?
Well, let me look at the map. Wow.
That's true. Now every hex is a day's worth of travel. But I will tell you that you won't be able to find the dwarves, and Hera is beyond reach at this point, unless you want to make an extra trip to go around the arena, which would put you guys in harm's way, or potentially put you guys in harm's way. It's dangerous. And then
Could Aziz turn into a bird and like scout?
always.
I certainly can try.
Yeah, if I may ask you to do so. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the nearest day's worth of travel is like Hawthorne. Or maybe even the woods to the east or west.
Yeah, and there's definitely other locations on this map. They just haven't we just haven't been to them yet. So, So if you know of
Okay.
another place that's within the realm, you just let me know, and then we'll figure out what it's about. Maybe that would be like a spout lore or something.
Okay. I can try to do that, if I may.
Yeah.
And based on the map, we could say that Prion, who we were talking about pre-show, is up in the Peaks of Blood.
Yeah, I like that. I think he's probably up there somewhere. Not
Something
with
remote like that.
yeah, not with Vlad, but like somewhere, I guess. Or maybe actually Plastered, I'll let you decide exactly where that
Maybe
is.
he's keeping an eye on Vlad.
Yeah. You just I think you guys still have the power to draw. If you want to just like draw a little something, you can mark a place on the map, and I'll put a little marker there later.
So I got a 12 for my spout lore.
You know everything. You know everything. So
Oh.
when you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, on a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. So so what would be relevant to your situation? Like
Finding a place nearby that is safe temporarily, I guess.
safe place temporarily. So I think
Like regrouping.
yeah. So I think what might be useful is well, actually, there's the sanctuary, which I don't have on the map, but is a place. It's near Hawthorne. It's like less than a day's travel away from Hawthorne. It's that place you guys reinstituted as a when you killed the Lindworm.
Yeah, that place.
Okay, yeah.
And Aziz definitely was getting like some Happy Tree vibes from the magic that surrounded that place.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, I'll ask Tyrion to gather everybody up with his loud, boisterous, booming voice, and we will head to the sanctuary
Okay, so as
with aid of the giant.
Okay, so as the Crimson Blades are making their move, you guys can sort of slip out the back with giants and giant turtles and all. And I think the giant turtle probably isn't like super slow since it's so big. It could probably a bunch of people could probably ride it. Just due to its size, it could probably cover a decent speed. And I think it might be actually too big for the giant to lift. It's like a fucking,
No, that's fine.
it's like a fucking kaiju. So yeah, so let's see, how many days of travel is that? Like one?
I think you said less than just short less than a day.
Away from Hawthorne, but from the arena, I'm gonna call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do our move. Let's do the perilous journey move.
How does that work?
I've never done this move before. This is exciting.
Yeah, where's our flayers?
There should be right here.
Oh, okay.
When you travel through hostile territory, choose one member of the party to act as trailblazer, one to scout ahead, one to be quartermaster. The same character cannot have two jobs. If you don't have enough party members or choose not to assign a job, treat that job as if it had rolled a 6. Each character with the job to do rolls plus wisdom. On 10 plus, the quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. On 10 plus, the trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. The GM will say by how much. On a 10 plus, the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. On a 7 through 9, each roll performs their job as expected. The normal number of rations are consumed. The journey takes about as long as expected. No one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either.
Yeah, and so time, like travel time, is basically measured in rations. So, so for 1 day's worth of travel, you guys are expected to consume 1 ration, unless you're a cool druid, in which case that doesn't apply to you because you never need rations. And
Yeah.
I'm not jealous.
So do we all roll?
Well, so which of you will act as the trailblazer?
So
Not it.
whoever has a high wisdom should probably be the scout or the trailblazer. I have +2.
I figured I'd probably scout in animal form.
Okay.
That's,
+2.
I agree
Yeah,
with that.
my wisdom is only +0. What's yours, Rook?
0.
So who will be the quartermaster?
I guess I can try. I can try and be the quartermaster.
Doling out the rations. Okay, cool. So each of you will roll the wisdom.
Ooh.
Oh wow, Harrison, very very quartermasterly.
Ooh, I am a good quartermaster.
And so what that success will do is that will reduce the amount of rations that you actually needed to give up by 1, I believe. So a day's worth of travel is basically free of rations for you guys.
Yeah, I got like my lunch lady hairnet on.
All right, Aziz, success, awesome. So you were scouting, so so you guys have. You guys will definitely, I think, within the day, you're definitely going to see the. It's no secret to you guys that the Crimson Blades have patrols that are going around this area. Probably the same patrols that were looking for bandits not too long ago. I think if you were to get a high position like on top of the giant. Oh no, that's right. You're a bird, right? Yeah, you can scout these things out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot. So yeah, so you like how do you scout? How do you go about it?
First of all, I figure my scouting bird form is actually the African gray parrot. So
Okay.
I don't have to change out of form to relay information.
we can make that part of your hold, right? The to talk.
Yeah. And so yeah, I basically stay relatively high over treetops and basically circle and report back anything I see.
Okay. And by doing that, you'll be able to get the drop on these patrols that are moving around the landscape, and you'll be able to guide the party through the most inconspicuous routes. Luckily, the area is is full of hills as well, so so that works to the benefit of concealing the giant. And
real quick, did anything ever become of finding Hera?
that depends if you guys wanted to check or not. It was going to put you guys in some danger to go out and check, essentially.
Even if Aziz was like turned into a bird and scouted?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So if he did that, no sign of Hera, which could be good or bad.
Okay.
I was just curious.
But there are a mound of broken and bloody goblin corpses at that door. But no Hera.
Which again, that could be a good or a bad thing.
Now Tyrion, you rolled a
9.
A 9. So you perform your job as expected. And the journey takes about as long as expected. Yeah. Okay. So you guys don't make an incredible time. You make about the normal amount of time. So.
Well, we got a turtle and we're hiding on the way. So.
It looks like a hill.
It does. It looks like a moving hill. In the distance, they're like, I don't remember
But
that
still,
hill.
with doing all that and still making it in a day, good job.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, cool. So so you guys will be able to move through the forest, and you'll be able to find the hideaway, the sanctuary. It's kind of taking shape a little bit. There's it's basically like a tent town. There's a lot of canvas tents up, and it looks like they've started constructing like digging out some of the stone structures and rebuilding them. It looks like they're sprucing the place up a little bit. But oh shoot, what's the name of the guy that was left in charge?
No clue.
Yeah, right. Me either. Hold on one second. You know me. Oh man, let's see which one of these names looks familiar. Um. I may not have a name. Well, that just means we get to come up with a new one.
That's okay. He took a new name to be more befitting of his station.
There you go. What's a good name for that?
Siegfried.
All right, cool, Siegfried. So, so Siegfried the elf, he will come back. So as you guys enter, everybody's sort of like on guard. This is very unexpected. There's a giant, and then a giant turtle, and then a bunch of people. They probably have scouts who see you before you get there. So they'll send an advance party. And I think actually Zarthus will be in the lead in that party. Zarthus was the bandit, the leader of the bandits that you encountered before. And so he'll step up with his merry band, and he'll be like, and he'll just call out the old, who goes there with your rather large companions?
It's us. Just really sadly.
Is that Harrison? Oh goodness. And then he sees. Does he see Harold's body? Have you let go of Harold's body yet?
No, I'm like still clinging on to it, like with like the giant holding it in the palm of his hand.
And he says, what's happened to Harold?
He's at an interlude in his journey.
Well, that's a nice one. That's a nice way of saying dead. Bring him
Harrison
into.
Just kind of looks down.
Bring him into the village. Bring him to Siegfried. And as you guys come in, he'll look to Tyrion, and he'll say, "And who are the rest of these people?"
Friends that have escaped Hawthorne with us.
He will look at the friends you've brought, and he says, "Well, we could use some friends around here. Things are about to heat up in the Borderlands." And
no idea.
And he will allow you guys in. So Siegfried appears to have taken. They've uncovered a stone shrine, or the rest of that. Actually, it's the rest of that stone place that you guys went into, the one that had all the mold and stuff. They've sort of uncovered the rest of that and like cleared it out, and it's still in ruins, but it definitely looks better than it did before. When you guys are taken to Siegfried, you are taken to him in this stone shrine, and he is when you were brought before him, he is sitting on the floor meditating. His eyes are closed, and there's this glow around him. How do you guys approach?
I am basically just like, hey man, what's up? How are things?
Whereas if it seems like he's praying, I just stop in the doorway, step to the side, and wait. I may bow my head.
You lot can go ahead. I'm gonna stay here with Harold.
I'm sticking with Tyrion.
Okay. And so, so Tyrion, Rook, and Aziz will go to the shrine. Harrison, you can stay. The giant will be sitting on the ground now, and we'll have laid you down with Harold. And people are coming out to meet the newcomers, whoever was on the turtle. And also thanks. Guard. I didn't see your question before. Zarthus, yeah, he's actually a bandit, the leader of the bandits. But I love that name, so thanks for popping in. So he will lay you down with Harold, with Harold's body, and people are coming out and talking to the newcomers. There's like some mingling going on. There's sort of a sense of relief, and like people are kind of chatting happily. Harrison, it just doesn't seem right. I think that everybody should be sort of vibing with each other when Harold is laying here dead. But amongst these people, amongst these people, Duncan will stick close to you, Harrison, as will Clive.
That's very kind of them, but I don't imagine Harrison is even like, it's like tunnel vision for him. Like he might look up and see everybody and then just like look back down and shake his head and then just continue to grieve.
Duncan will come over and put a hand on your shoulder, and he'll say, he'll just say, Tyrion seems to think that death is only the beginning for our friend.
It sure feels like the end, doesn't it?
Clive says nothing, but he's going to be sort of picking thoughtfully at his plucking thoughtfully at his strings. You think he might be working his way through a new tune. Now, inside the shrine, Aziz, you've approached casually.
Yes.
So you can't see it, but because he's facing away from you, but the audience can kind of see it. Like Siegfried is going to like give a smirk, and he says, "Aziz, I was expecting you."
Oh, really?
Word of the speaker has reached all of the great spirits of this land. I trust your excursion at the Vulture's Arena went well?
No, not in any way, shape, or form.
Perhaps it does not appear that way just yet. But you have allies.
Good. We will need them, because bad things are still on their way.
The Anointed has fallen?
Yes.
And at this, the glow will die out, and he will stand up to face you, and he says he stands to face you, and I think he probably looks a little troubled, and he says well, I wonder what we are to do next.
Well, Tyrion seems to think we can bring him back. But for now, we just need to keep these civilians safe. That's why we brought them here.
And he nods and he says, these people are welcome here, as long as they do their fair share.
Of course. Sounds fair.
It will take us all to survive what is coming next.
And what have the spirits shown you about that?
Dark times are upon us. The mistakes of the past are about to repeat themselves. It was foretold. And at this, he will notice Tyrion standing up there, and he will nod graciously to Tyrion, and he says, "Cleric."
Yes, my friend.
What are we to do about the fallen anointed?
We are to petition the gods to send him back to us and see what price they demand. And once we know, pay it.
And he nods and he says the great spirits have offered their assistance.
Perhaps we can meditate here together and ascertain their will.
And he nods and he says, the anointed is partly their responsibility as well. He has been chosen as their champion.
Yes. He is not done yet. His path is only interrupted.
However, the assistance that they can provide may be limited. It is not our way to bring things back once they have crossed the threshold of death. This is something only your gods can do.
And I stand ready to pay whatever the price is.
So he'll invite you down to pray. Or to meditate, whatever the nomenclature you prefer is. Aziz, he probably offers you to meditate.
I will join.
Okay. And so, but that will not come without a small thimble-sized cup of liquid, of pungent-smelling liquid, something to ease the process of this meditation and this communication.
Bring it on.
Shots!
Real quick, is Rook just like standing awkwardly next to Tyrion, just like watching, like,
Yeah.
Yes. What are you doing, Rook?
I'm just taking it all in.
Okay. So, no thimble is offered to you, and in fact, Siegfried actually hasn't really acknowledged you at this point. However,
he's just that snicky.
yeah, he's not opposed to your presence here. He just unfortunately has nothing to offer you except his hospitality. I guess he could offer you to go speak with Zarthus about some concerns he has about supplies.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll also make a pass by Clyde.
Okay. I'm sorry. You do what now?
I'll make a pass by Clive.
Okay. He's strumming thoughtfully or plucking thoughtfully at his strings.
Okay, well, I'll go talk to Zarthus. I got plans for Cloud.
Okay. And so so you can go talk to Zarthus. Harrison, Harrison, you're doing that. Don't think there's much for Harrison to be doing except wallowing in sadness. Unless there's anything else you needed to do at this moment.
Maybe. Is Nana around?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and she'll probably be there trying to console you as well.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna coldly like turn to look to her, and he's like, "It's about this damn book, isn't it?"
She nods. She says, "It appears so. It appears we've uncovered something dangerous."
My comrade lost his life for a stupid book.
Well,
And he's like getting like angry.
well, I understand your pain. I do.
Tell me what the book is used for. No tricks, no more gimmicks.
Well, I believe it holds the key to a powerful ritual, one that could alter the world, one that is too dangerous for any mortal to perform, and one that may have already been performed in the past.
Yeah, Harrison's gonna like grit his teeth, and he's just gonna ball his fists up. And why do you need it?
I don't. I simply found the book in those ruins.
You know, Nana, you seem to know an awful lot about a book you just happened to stumble upon.
Well, I can read it.
And he'll just he'll look down back at Harold, and he just kind of like falls to his knees, and he's like, "I failed him."
You did what you could.
Nothing.
In the moment, and sometimes that is nothing.
I shouldn't have never left his side.
But there's not much you can do by being by his side now.
And then he's gonna like he just gets mad again, and he looks over, like he'll stand up and he'll point at Clive, and what exactly were you doing? You were with him.
I tried to help him. He's going to.
Was that after he was dead?
No, he's going to tear up.
Just like Jezebel.
And he takes the blow very. You can see it. You can see the like a knife right in his chest, and you can see he sort of turns away, and he's gonna say something, and he just ends up walking away.
Yeah, he'll probably Harrison will probably just turn back around and like just again like has his fists are balled and his eyes are just like infuriated. Like he's just there's so many emotions going through him. He's not sure what emotion is going to come to the forefront with this grief.
And Nana has fallen quiet as well. Duncan is like shocked. He's never seen you this way. And he is kind of just like looking at Hera's sword in his lap, and you can see he's got his head down, but you can see tears starting to fall as they hit the blade and sort of splash off the blade. He starts trembling. He's crying as well.
God, this like out of character is like so sad. But
he says, gritted teeth, "I should have been by her side too."
You were by her side, Duncan. You at least had that choice. I wasn't there at all in battle with him. You are a much greater warrior than I could ever be. I stand and hold a book and fuck up a couple spells.
His eyes, he looks up at you, his eyes are puffy and red, and uh, he says, I'm not courageous like Tyrion. He says, I was relieved when she pushed me through that door, even though I knew she was gonna die. And I was relieved that she had saved me. I was too scared to go back.
Duncan, a corpse was never found.
And he looks back down at the blade, and he kind of mumbles. He says, somehow it feels worse not knowing.
I would take it as a comfort. That way it's not glaring at you in the corner of your eye. And he kind of, like, his back is turned to Harold's, like, body. Like almost like he doesn't want to be, like, he's just disgusted by the sight of it now.
And the giant just listens quietly. He has nothing to contribute.
Constant reminder of your failure. Laying there looking right back at you. And he will stand up and probably dust himself off, and he says he'll like regain his composure a bit, you know, smooth down his ruffles. I should go apologize to Clive.
Yeah, and you look up, and Clive has sort of meandered over to another tent. He's like talking with some people, and I think this is a good place to pick up with Rook, because Rook, you were talking to Zarthus. Zarthus has pulled you into a tent, and he's got like a wooden crate, and there's this canvas, there's this map spread out, like rolled out across the crate, and looks like it's a map of the town of Hawthorne, and there's like a bunch of scribbling on it, and he as he pulls you into the tent, he says, Rook, you have some sticky fingers, don't you? Oh, push to talk.
Yes.
Well, he might just be the man we need. We know that something big is happening. Troops are mobilizing. Supplies are being brought through Hawthorne. This could be our only chance to grab some of them.
Yes, Siegfried mentioned something like that.
Oh, sorry. Also, we got a follow from Rep RPG. Thank you so much for the follow. We really appreciate it. Thank you for helping us grow our stream.
Thanks so much.
And he says, he says,
what do you require?
Well, I mean, truthfully, a man of your expertise could give us some insight on how to accomplish this with minimal casualties, but none at all if we can manage it.
A recon, I see.
Do you think you can sneak into the town and give us some information? It's crawling with guards. It'll be dangerous.
In Hawthorne.
In Hawthorne.
Am I to go alone?
And he looks back at the giant, and he says, well, I don't think you could very well take him with you now, could you?
No, I suppose not. Well, I'll do what I can.
Okay. And at this point, Clive will be kind of sauntering up, and he says, and what's going on in here? What's all this cloak and dagger stuff?
Oh. So, where did he saunter?
Huh?
Where did he saunter?
Clive?
Yeah, did he come in the room with us?
Yeah, he's just kind of being nosy. He came in, he kind of brandishing his instrument. He sort of like swaggers through the door. It says,
well,
cloak and dagger.
Not really. I was just telling Zarthus about you and Harrison's big big performance.
Yeah, and Zarthus has his hand on his dagger, and he says, "Is he trustworthy?"
Yeah.
Did you say yes? Or like
Yeah.
you kind of grumbled?
Yeah.
He relaxes a little bit, and Clive says, "Show? What show? I don't know if you've heard, but the Blood Bowl's been cancelled."
Well, the show you yet to do.
And he says, "Oh, trust me, I don't mind playing. The sooner I can get back to playing, the better. But us being on the run now, I don't see much opportunity for booking shows."
Yeah, well, you leave that to me.
And he kind of looks you up and down, and he says, "You booking shows?
Yes, I'll do all the promo as well.
Well, I suppose I could be in worse hands. My last manager, well, you know Dwemer."
Oh yeah.
And he kind of peeks over and he says, "Oh, is that a map of Hawthorne?"
Well, yes, it is. Well, you don't miss a thing.
He says, "Well, it's kind of my thing. I play music and I know things."
I see.
Whoa.
I don't feel bad because it's Clive. And he says, "You guys wouldn't be happening to be planning a heist, would you?"
Not exactly. It's more of a recon.
Oh, even better. Do you need an extra man? And he sort of like puffs his chest up and like stands proudly.
What skills can you provide?
Well, I'm the most charming man, at least on this side of the camp.
Clive, they said they need another man.
Well, that is true. Go on.
And he says, "Not to mention, I have magic fingers." And he gives a little strum on his lute.
But can you be sneaky?
Of course.
All right. I suppose it can't hurt.
I mean,
Well,
I have lots of practice sneaking out of bedrooms.
sure. Well, just wait for my word.
All right, I'll be over at that funny-looking tree.
Of course.
And with that, let's head back over to Tyrion and Aziz. So you've taken this little potion, and it's like a full-on trip. Like you guys are tripping balls now. But it's like a guided thing. Like you can follow Siegfried's voice, and you are as he's sort of guiding you through this. And basically, you're just seeing images, like just all these images, and of the land, of places you've been. You can see the sun and the moon traversing the sky at incredible speeds. And Siegfried is going to say, "Allow me to show you what the old gods have shown me. Prepare yourselves." And you guys can see these fiery orbs crossing the sky, and these stars crossing the sky, and you can see that they're going through many different patterns, and just as quick as it's on fast forward, or actually probably rewind, like it's on rewind, and eventually it's going to stalt. It's going to stop all of a sudden, and the camera will sort of like your vision will sort of peer down on the land, and you will see a much younger, vibrant Borderlands. It is this lush green riverland, full of trees and it's just thriving, and there's something ancient about it, something older. The next scene you'll see are these tall elves gathered around a like on a circular stone slab, and they seem to be chanting, and they seem to be conjuring up some great magic. With this, as the chanting intensifies, you're going to see them pulling the stars down from the heavens towards the planet, and you're going to see them sort of manifesting these stars and sapping their brightness, sapping their very essence, and you can see them sort of you can see that essence sort of whirling around them, and it begins to change the world as the chanting intensifies, and as it does, it begins to do strange things to the land, like things like sizes of things go out of proportion. Some things just disappear completely and are remade. But there's one among them, and you see his face. You sort of like close up, like a close up on his face, and you can see him like everybody has this like really sort of placid expression, but his is not placid. His is one of determination. And Siegfried will say, "Do you see him?"
Yes.
Yes.
And he says, "These are the ancient elves. These are the ancient elves who crafted great magic, using forces that none should control. This is one among them whose intentions were not like the others. He wanted more." And you see through his determination, he starts to pull, like they're all wielding the essence in like perfect balance with one another, except for him, and he seems to be siphoning off this essence of this power into himself. And as it happens, the balance seems to be thrown off, and suddenly the world stops changing and starts decaying, like immediately starts to decay, originating from the spot that they're in. And you can see this spread sort of through the forest that they're in, and the stone structures. You can see the land warping and twisting in this terrible, corrupted way. And as it happens, the other elves begin to actually like their life essence is getting sucked out of them, and joining with the essence from the stars, and they are perishing one by one. However, one of them manages to break away just in time, and sort of disappears into the forest, while the others continue to get sucked up and destroyed. But he cannot contain this power, and so the corruption continues. Siegfried says his name was Alistair, and he broke their magic circle and tried to take the power for himself, but he could not control it, and it began to destroy the land. And he says, there was one that escaped. And you can see the other elf, and as he's like running away, you can see him, his face desperate. You can see him chanting, and he gets to the edge of the corruption, and he like sort of hurls himself across the corruption line, and then he turns back and he holds up his own hands, and pulls down some of the essence, and sort of in this meditative state, begins to chant as well, and contains the corruption within. And then once that happens, the connection is severed, and we see Alistair sort of stumble back, and he looks at his hand, and his own life essence is sort of being peeled away, but he does not expire. He just goes to like complete skeleton, and like as all the flesh is sort of ripped off of his body, and you can see his eyes go hollow and dark, and then relight with this like silvery blue, and the vision ends. And as you guys open your eyes, you can see Siegfried again, and he looks at you, waiting for your response.
So, Alistair turned to undeath, not fully stopped.
It is my belief that he still exists, that his corruption is being kept at bay.
Do we know where his corruption is centered?
And give me a spout lore. Aziz, you can participate in this too, I believe. If one of you is higher, or you can aid, I guess.
I got a +0, so I can aid.
Okay, or whatever the move is. I think it's aid. Yeah.
What's the aid skill?
So to aid, you roll plus bond. So however many bonds you have with Tyrion, you can roll, and if you succeed, you can add some numbers.
I think we have 2 bonds, so.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Ooh.
Nope.
So,
So I'm just rolling a straight up spout lore then?
Yeah, straight up spout lore.
Also no.
That's fine. So,
Mark your experience.
yes, mark your experience. And
We're the best at this.
Cool. So he says,
Can I ask him like if he remembers the name of the other elf?
and he's going to look at Aziz, and he says, I do not know his name, but he is called the First Speaker.
Ooh, maybe I've met him.
It is my belief that he resides at Happy Tree.
Then more than likely I've met him.
And
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not there, but Happy Tree's not that big.
Correct. Yes, and I don't know. Would you have met him?
I mean, not like knowingly, just, one of the elves around.
I think we've established at some point that there were some elves at Happy Tree, right? That they sort of run the place.
Yeah.
And that they are strange in their manners, like they're not like other elves of the land. So I think that's what you'll know. So you may not have met this person face to face, but it's not strange to you that a person like this could be there, I think.
Right.
It is also my belief that the old gods are warning us that this time is upon us. Yet again. If Alistair does not make his move to try and repeat the mistakes of the past, perhaps someone else is.
Yes, someone definitely is willing to try.
I fear you are right. I'm willing to believe that this is the ritual contained in the book that we found in the ruins. The one that Tum Tum is so eager to get his hands on.
And Siegfried will nod. He'll just listen to what you have to say, and he'll nod and he'll say, perhaps this is true. What do you intend to do from here? The old gods have called on us to protect this realm.
Bring Harold back. Take the fight to them.
And he will nod, and he says, I will clear this area so that you may pray to your god. And he'll invite Aziz to go with him to give Tyrion some time alone.
Yes, because I have things to research as well.
Okay. And so as they leave, Harrison, what's going on with you?
I went to go apologize to Clive, but I think he's busy right now.
He is standing by a tree, a very strange-looking tree, and he's sort of still plucking at his instrument. He is actually maybe garnered some companions in his short time there, and they kind of want to hear some music, and I think he's playing them some music.
Yeah, okay. I guess I won't interrupt that then. Well, I guess I'll just make my way to my tent then. I really don't. I've already talked to Nana, I've talked to Clive. Don't know if I necessarily want to go find Fala and her husband right about now. That's probably just another fucking kick below the belt. So, I'll probably just, slink my way over to a tent or a bedroll or somewhere I can rest.
Yeah, no, it can be it can be your tent. I think too that when you open the tent flap, you'll be shocked at what you see.
Please tell me it's not Harold's dead body. I will actually kill myself.
No, it's
Somehow it just walked there and laid down.
sitting cross-legged on your bedroll, and busying herself with a small book that she appears to be writing in, will be your dear friend Natalie.
Oh, it's Deaf Girl. Yeah, unfortunately, he just probably doesn't look... I mean, he would probably before be like, girl, but now he's just probably like, oh, hey, girl, what's up? So he'll just, oh. And he'll look behind him like, is this some sort of sick fucking joke? And then he'll, I guess he'll go in and tap her on the shoulder.
Yeah, well, as soon as you enter, she's going to look up from her book and snap it shut. And she will, if you approach her, she will say, yeah, immediately she'll say, I am here on behalf of Gaspard.
Oh, joy. Because she can read lips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, I'll just say, oh, joy. What does he need from me?
He wishes to discuss the terms of a deal. One that would... one that may have already been in motion before you so hastily left Vulture's Arena.
And yeah, he'll raise an eyebrow. What are you getting at?
And she says, I think it might be appropriate to speak with the leader of your group.
Okay, and he will stand up, dust himself off, and he's like, "Can't believe I have the walk of shame now." And yeah, he's gonna pop back out the tent and see if he can spot he's looking between the two.
I think you should just totally bring her to Harold's corpse and be like, "Here he is."
Just drive
well, it was Harold.
Yeah, drive that dagger a little deeper, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be like he's looking like at like. I feel like they're in two different spots, so he's just gonna stand there and stroke his chin, and I guess ultimately he'll go for Tyrion just because he's more of a people person. So he will poke his head back in, and he will say, "Follow me."
My water exploded on me. I'm so sad.
Oh, your seltzer? Do you need a paper towel?
Nah, I think it'll be alright.
Nice. Chug, 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 chug.
Alright, so, yeah, so you'll take, to Tyrion. So you're not quite sure where Tyrion is, but you do see Aziz, and,
Okay, well that's convenient. I'm going to Aziz instead.
I see how it is. To be fair.
It's a matter of convenience.
I really need Tyrion. Oh, there's Aziz. Okay.
Yeah, that's... It's like when you have to go ask mom something, but dad's right there, so it's like, hey, can you ask mom for me? Like... So yeah, I will take Natalie to Aziz, and I'll just go out. Hey Aziz, this is Natalie. She works for Gaspard the Cannibal, who wants to make an arrangement with us, and she asked me to bring me to the leader, and you happen to be here, so.
Okay. So what kind of deal are we making with the cannibal?
I don't know. She's also hard of hearing, so make sure you enunciate your lips very well. None of that muttering.
Fine.
She totally heard that.
Yeah, she says there was the matter of, It was passed along to Gaspard from a trusted advisor of his that a plan was in the works to shift power in this realm. Gaspard would like to know if that is still on the table.
All right. Aziz knows nothing at all about this, right?
I don't know. I think you were at the table.
I feel like we talked about it as a group.
Yeah, you were at least at the table when Tyrion and Dwemir were talking about it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, that conversation happened at the table. Okay, yeah. Everybody spent so much time apart. Couldn't remember who was where for what.
Yeah, we wanted to. We were talking about possibly removing Gaspard, and Dwemir said that he really wanted to keep Gaspard at the table, but would rather remove. I think it was Vlad. And so I said that as long as Stefan was gone, I could work with that, and we would remove 2 people, elevate Dwemir and Harold.
Well, so okay, yeah, so Dwemir, so Stefan was the one who wanted to get rid of Vlad, but
That's right.
yeah, Dwemir was interested in getting rid of well, Dwemir specifically was interested in getting rid of Stefan. That was in Gaspard's interest. However, Dwemir was also interested in bumping Gaspard off and taking his spot, his seat at the table.
Okay, so I was right that. So how did it get to Gaspard that there was a power shift plan?
Because he was in on the Stefan power shift plan.
Okay. So yeah, then no, this wouldn't have been so then. I don't know if this would have been something that had been mentioned, because I don't think that I ever regrouped with anybody after that got pitched to me. So no, this would be a surprise for him.
But I believe he was at the table when you guys were talking about it.
No, that's true.
With Dwemir, yeah.
That was during the take a dive conversation.
Yeah, I think the only person who wasn't there was actually Harrison.
I don't know what the broad wants.
So yes, the plan is still an option, but after the surprise invasion of the Blood Bowl, we've got to regroup and redirect ourselves.
She nods and she says, I will be leaving at dawn to go back to Vulture's Arena. Perhaps we will have a plan by then. Or I can deliver disappointing news to Gaspard.
Depends on how long the ritual Tyrion is currently involved in takes.
And she nods, and she will, at this point, dismiss herself. And dismiss herself from you, and then maybe try to pull Harrison away a little bit.
He looks properly excited.
And she'll say to you, Harrison, that she is here on business. However, it is also a pleasure to see him again.
And the depression's back. Just like, it's like, oh my god, a light in my life. And then it just like comes back, it sucker punches him in the freaking face. Oh, yes, it was a pleasure seeing you again. Safe travels.
She says, I will be here for the night.
Yep. Have a nice rest.
And she says, I've heard about the tragedy that has befallen you and your friends. If you wish to talk to someone, I am here.
Yeah, he just kind of looks down, and yeah, he'll say, thank you for the offer. Like, it might be something I need to sort out myself.
And then she pulls your chin back up, and she looks you directly in the eyes, and she says, what did you just say?
Oh, sorry. I think it's something I need to do by myself.
The volume has no.
My bad. Yeah, it's just his lips are like.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So let's. Aziz, what are you going to be researching?
I wanted to get with Nana and find out more about this ritual.
Okay, cool. And then.
And possible ways to disrupt it.
Okay, cool. And then, Rook, when are you planning your mission?
Um, I guess after it gets started.
Okay.
Did he say anything else? Am I just get recon or?
Yeah, he wants to know exactly where the supplies is going to be stored while it's in Hawthorne. He wants you to scope out, like, uh, like if it's going to be in a certain building, like what kind of entrances that building has, like is it going to be stored in the garrison, like basically sort of like just gathering intel so that they can plan to do the heist. Get some information about guard rotations and like and all and the like, and maybe if you can grab any other information about anything that might just seem useful.
Okay, do I think I can be back by early morning if I leave it after darkfall?
Yeah. There's definitely enough time in the night to do it.
Okay.
And what it will be for you is it's going to be maybe be a couple rolls depending on what happens, but I guess we'll sort that out when that happens.
Cool.
All right, and then Tyrion, you are discussing, or you're praying, right? So what's going on with that?
Push to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm basically kneeling in this holy place to the old gods and talking to the new ones and saying, I believe this is what I was chosen for. This is why I was called. I know there is a price. I don't know what you will ask of me, but I stand ready to pay it. Harold's road is not over. Of that, I am convinced. All the signs tell me this had to happen to prepare him for what comes next. He is the one to lead us against the darkness, to unite the people, to give them hope again. I'm sure you see it as I do. Tell me what I must do to bring him back. And then he's just going to sit there, hands clasped as tightly as they can be, in as reverent a posture as he can, just looking heavenward, waiting for the guidance that he knows is going to come.
And how do the gods usually communicate with you? I think last time we did like a feeling, right? Or we did like a memory, right? Because you were asking about that.
Feelings. It's not usually like a direct word, but he's never asked for anything this big before, so he has no idea at all what to expect.
Okay, so let's work through this. So I think the first message you will receive will be that this will take time. I don't think it's a specified amount of time. I think that they're just saying that prepare yourself, allow yourself time to do this, because you will need the help. And then you're going to receive some memory of Prion. Some I don't know if you've ever met him. I don't know if you've ever had an interaction with him, or if there's just
he was the one that first showed me that it's possible to bring someone back from the dead.
And so so you're going to need the help of Prion. And you're given that memory or that vision of that. What was that like? Can you give me maybe a 20-second sort of description?
Yeah, it was wild because, in general, warriors who fall in battle are, that's an honorable death, and so you let them go. But sometimes people are treated dishonorably, as Harold was. This guy basically ambushed him when he wasn't ready. He was using a magic weapon. It was a very unequal battle, and when warriors are treated dishonorably and their work is not yet done, you are allowed to bring them back. And so, as he was teaching me about the fact that I will someday have this power, he was also explaining to me why I shouldn't use it. While he was, raising like a great warrior who was assassinated. and assassination is a very dishonorable death.
Did that warrior have a name?
That warrior did have a name. It was Malachi, and he was a hero of a village. And he was standing up to those more powerful, and since they couldn't defeat him in battle, they sent in an assassin to kill him in the night. And so Prion did the only thing he could do, which was to bring Malachi back, which, one, brought hope to the people, and two, struck fear into the enemies that not even death could stop Malachi.
And is he still alive, or did he die again?
He is still alive, but older now and not as much of a warrior. This was many years ago. But he has liberated the village. It's grown stronger, and now there are other people to carry on the fight, and he's more of a mentor than a warrior. And also something of a local legend that people just don't mess with, because he came back from the dead.
Yeah.
You don't mess with that guy.
Okay. You're also going to be given a vision of a time when you petitioned your god with a token of victory. And I'm not sure what the vision will actually be, but the meaning that you're going to take away from it is that you're going to need a token of victory from the person who killed him.
Cool.
We're going to take a sword.
And that will be the sacrifice.
Like a flaming sword, maybe?
Perhaps. And that will be the sacrifice.
Or maybe we'll sacrifice his head and let Harold keep the flaming sword. I don't know.
Whatever it means to you, and I don't know if there's a particular vision associated with that, or not. But that's definitely communicated to you. Is that you'll need a token of victory from the one who killed him that you can offer that you can offer up.
I'll come up with a good story for that for you.
Okay, cool. So that will be your communication with the gods, them instructing you on how you can resurrect him. Is there anything else you needed to talk to them about?
No, he's pretty single-minded. He feels that his purpose right now is bringing Harold back. He wouldn't have the clarity to think of anything else. It's just, this is my purpose. So he's
okay.
all in on this moment.
Okay. And so with that concluded, let's pop back in on Aziz real quick. Research with Nana. She is more than willing to help you with the book and to explore whatever mysteries it has with you. What did you want to know in particular?
Essentially, if there was any way to, because I've basically seen the ritual started and how it got corrupted. So if there's, because externally it relies on a celestial alignment, right? We know this.
Yeah. You figured out there was a strange mechanism depicted in the book that I think Harrison was able to inform you all was like an orrery tracking the movements of the celestial bodies, and it seemed to be configured to track a specific alignment. And now you can pretty much put together that is in direct conjunction with this ritual.
Okay, so basically, I'm looking for a weakness in the ritual. but it's looking like, from what information I got right now, we either got to do.
What if you discern realities? I wonder if that would
Yeah,
help.
let's.
Oh my! It said my server connection has been lost.
Mine too.
Uh-oh. It just says, it gives the link and then it says /no.
Yeah. Oh,
Mine did that earlier.
Guess I'll have to refresh. Maybe it timed me out.
No, mine did something and then it said it reconnected.
We'll see how that goes.
But I got a partial success. So one question.
Okay.
So I'm bouncing between what should I be on the lookout for and what here is useful or valuable to me.
Okay. I think both of those are good.
I'm going to go for what here is useful.
Okay. So pouring through the text and having Nana help you translate, I think by keeping this knowledge away from Tum Tum, I think that is useful. I think you have foiled his plot twice now, essentially, just by keeping this information away from him. You think that Nana is the reason why they're after Nana is because was in the possession of the book, and you think that they probably think that she knows something about it, that she could be useful in that way if they can't get their hands on the book. And I think what would also be useful is that if you continue to keep this information out of his hands, even if he has the mechanism, which we don't know where the mechanism is, then the only source of information he would have is to ally himself with Alistair, who would be possibly the only the only person, the only other creature who has the knowledge of the ritual.
Wow, that's like a rock and a hard place there. All right, so I know what to do, just don't know how to do it yet. So the first thing is what to do about Nana in this book. We're going to discuss that with the group.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see. OBS has everything is rebelling. I think we're back on track now. So, okay, cool. So, yeah, so that's what you found out with your research session. If that helps at all, hopefully.
Definitely informs me that this book is as important as I thought it was.
All right, and
Maybe the book's the Lich's phylactery.
1 second, real quick. Let me write that down. Tyrion, you're. That's what sometimes that's where the best ideas come from. Tyrion, your prayer session is over. You're able to sort of move. Where do you go next?
I'm going to look for Harrison.
Okay. Harrison, where are you?
Honestly, probably the last place I was with Natalie, and she went off to her tent, and I was just kind of standing there like an awkward, like rejected teenager.
Okay.
Harrison doesn't know how to handle it when the girls actually come on to him.
Yeah. He's grieving. It's really awkward. Like
Harrison cockblocked himself and now feels rejected.
At this point, I don't see any reason why you guys shouldn't all come back together. Except for maybe Harrison, if Harrison's feeling too lonely. Or too grieving.
No. I mean, he can. If he sees everybody gathering up, he can just be like, "Oh God, all right, yep."
Duncan is all over you, Tyrion. He's like, did the gods speak to you? Did Genric come down with his mighty golden hammer? Did he give us hope? Can he bring back Harold?
It doesn't work exactly that way, but yes, he did give us hope.
Ah, praise Genric.
And yes, he can, and you have done well. I'm sorry I haven't been there for you through this. These are trying times, and you have acquitted yourself admirably.
And he looks guilty, and he will tell you the same thing he told Harrison about Hera and him feeling like he had turned his back on her and left her to die. He'll claim that he is not worthy of your praise, and he is not as brave as you.
Bravery is not a competition. We do not compare ourselves to others. We only compare ourselves to ourselves. And you are braver than you were when I met you. And Genric has given you breath to draw so that you may have another opportunity to prove yourself. There is no glory in certain death. But there is glory in picking yourself up, forgiving yourself, and getting back out there and serving others again. I ask you, should I have gone and looked for Hera, or should I have stayed with the rest of the group and helped ensure that everyone that we had got to safety?
Oh yeah, so he's going to weep. He's going to weep a little bit, and just thank you for the mercy of Janric, and thank you for the kind words, and that he will try better and he will be better, and he makes sure it's okay that he continues to train under you.
Of course it's okay. I know you will do better. I see it in you.
And he actually looks like he feels better. Like like your words really have lifted, like rid him of his guilt. I think he's actually going to take to practicing with Hera's blade as well. Even though it's kind of too big for him to wield, I think he'll start trying to train with it, albeit maybe a little clumsily.
I'm not going to stop him. If that's his path, let him try.
And so then all of you can come together if you like. Around a campfire would be nice. Perhaps at the giant's feet.
What's that smell?
Sorry.
What time of day is it getting to be?
It's getting to be evening. It's dipping into nighttime. But I figured you guys could come together if you had stuff to say to one another before you split up again, or if you need to talk about anything.
All right. Hey, have y'all seen Harrison?
What? I like poke myself in the cheek to make sure I'm real.
He's right there.
Oh,
Usually I'm the one looking for you. What the-
I'm just making sure you're okay.
I'm okay, thank you. It's been rough.
Yes. Aziz and I have learned some interesting things about the past and what it may mean concerning the book. Have you had
What
a
is that?
Have you had a chance to look at the book further?
I have.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a darkness across the land long ago, caused by some elves doing a ritual. One of them tried to siphon the magic of the ritual for himself, and in so doing corrupted the world. We don't know where this corruption is. Neither Aziz nor I were familiar with this lore, but we believe that this Alistair, who corrupted the magic and the ritual, still exists in some form of unlife, and is contained by the magic of the first speaker, and is trying to break free.
And this book contains the information that Tum Tum needs to perform this ritual again.
I see.
Well, then I suppose I owe Nana a huge apology. He'll just like hang his head down, like embarrassed.
Why? What did you say to Nana?
I snapped at her and Duncan and Clive earlier. In a fit of rage and grief and sadness and self-pity.
I'm sure they understand.
Trying times.
I know. I still need to apologize to Clive, and I'll look over. Is he still at the tree playing music?
About that, I'll be taking Clive on a little excursion. Zarthus asked me to do a little recon work in Hawthorne. I'm just going to check it out.
My pearls are clutched. My pearls are clutched. Harrison's mouth, like his jaw could not hit the ground any faster. Oh, I see. Can't save one dying guy, and you're replaced by your ex-nemesis. I see how it is.
Well,
No.
To be fair, you're not very stealthy.
It's good. It's good. He pulls out like a bright, vibrant like handkerchief with lace. It's like bright white, and he just dabs it. Ooh.
I think he's merely trying to get him out of your hair by taking.
Yes, that's it.
Like they probably do a little like fist bump like behind Harrison's back. Like,
Nailed it.
And Harrison will go, oh yes, that is a good idea, and he'll tuck away his handkerchief again. And what does this excursion entail?
Just supplies. In quick, out quick. I'll be back before sunrise.
Supplies.
Do you need backup?
Uh, I don't know. Sure. But,
Very well.
but it's gonna be a self mission.
That's why you would take Aziz and not me.
Yes, and not me.
Very good, very good.
While you are doing your reconnaissance, can you keep your eyes out for our flame-wielding, unhinged friend?
Of course.
We will have need of, well, not all of him, but some of him soon.
Also, did you guys want to mention to Tyrion that Dwemir's person is here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would relay what I informed, or what I said to Natalie earlier.
Oh, push talk.
And I was informed by Harrison of her lip-reading prowess, right? So I know not to speak too freely because she could be watching.
Correct.
Yes.
Ah, good. I'm glad she's here. We'll have to catch up with her later and fill her in on the plan. And I'll make sure to use some intonation to emphasize the plan in a way that it doesn't look different on my lips, but might connote to my colleagues that I'm trying to say something other than I'm trying to mean something other than what I say. I don't know how good I am at it, but that's what I'm going for.
Okay. Yeah, it's I imagine for Tyrion it's quite obvious to anyone who can hear him. Like I don't know if he's got like he's a very straightforward person. I don't know if he when he tries to be kind of like
I feel like given how straightforward he is, whenever he tries to do something that isn't straightforward, even if it doesn't have the effect he wants it to, it's at least noticeable.
yeah.
What is that thing you're doing with your eye there?
Well, things to do. But for now, should we find a place to inter Harold until his return?
Yes, and actually oh god.
We should see if Siegfried will let us.
Siegfried. Oh my god, I was like, how did I just like we just renamed him and I forgot his name already. Yeah, Siegfried would have if you had expressed concern about this to Siegfried, he would have offered his help. He will encase him in he will encase him in honey. Don't worry, it's special honey.
I know, but I'm just sitting there going, "This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea."
Harold's honey hideaway.
Yeah.
Can I do a discern reality just to see if we're being spied on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Harold's honey hideaway. Oh my god.
Sounds like a bed and breakfast.
He does.
All right, a 9, which means I get 1. So I guess I'll go for what here is not what it appears to be, in case anybody is like stealth spying on us or hidden.
Or maybe what should I be on the lookout for?
Oh, okay. Or that's probably better. All right, we'll go with that's a better idea. What should I be on the lookout for right now?
So Natalie was not with the people who came with you. She got here through some other means. That seems suspicious to you. She may not be alone, and there's no telling who might be with her. But it is very suspicious to you that that she is here right now. You think yeah, I think that that's what you should be on the lookout for. She might not be alone, and we're not quite sure what kind of company she's keeping. Whether or not this might be at all a setup or what. So.
Yeah, definitely not crazy about that. It's like I don't want to share anything with them because I wonder if we could prevail upon Siegfried to let us go back into the secret bunker to chat, because I feel like if there is a place that's protected and out of the way and spy proof, it's going to be there.
Okay.
And also alert him to her presence and say, we have no idea how she got here, but she didn't come with us.
Okay. So so you can go with Siegfried. Harrison, what will you be doing?
Oh, wait for me. No.
Aziz and Rook and
Maybe-
Clive are about to peel off to do their reconnaissance.
Okay. I guess
Come along.
I could try and talk to Natalie some more. She hasn't retired, but if everybody's resting, then I guess I can rest.
Yeah, you can talk to Natalie. That's totally fine. So you'll be talking to Natalie, Tyrion. You'll be talking to Siegfried, and then Rook and Aziz and Clive will be going on the mission. So so Rook and Aziz, tell me exactly what you plan to do, or what what the plan is, I guess.
Well, we have to collect Cloud first. After that, I guess we'll head south to Hawthorne, and we'll just take it from there.
Okay. Now, Clive does mention that he is that when they left Hawthorne last time, he was known as Dwemir's man. So that might be a good thing for him.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I think he's probably banking on that. He says these people know me as Dwemir's man, and if I'm walking around anywhere, I can kind of use that to my advantage. And he doesn't know if that is going to quite extend to the two of you. So he says that he could go maybe get some information. If you have anything specific you want him to find out.
Well, if he can locate the supplies, that would be great.
More like he was thinking more like a tavern kind of scene. If there's any information you'd like to, well, I guess he could get that too. Maybe he could talk to a guard or something like that. Maybe rustle up some info.
Yeah, he might be better for getting like the like guard schedules and patrols and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just had a basic conversation. I think you and I can probably scout buildings.
Yeah. You want to take it from the sky?
Yep.
Okay.
And I will take my regular bushers.
So first roll to change shape for me, Aziz, and then roll for me, Rook. What would this be? Yeah, so Rook, the place is crawling with it's crawling with guards and people. If you're gonna be sneaking around on the ground, you'll probably have to defy danger. Perhaps with dexterity seems to be your usual mode of travel. Aziz.
Defy danger, tricks of the trade.
I think this would be. It depends on. Well, I think it's gonna be defy danger first because you're trying to move around unseen. Oh, nice! You got the partial success there. Good. So I think that's gonna be what happens first. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
So you're able to move quietly around the town without being seen. There appear to be there's the garrison, which is the tower that houses the tower and its surrounding buildings that house troops and a lot of their supplies and a lot of. I mean, that would be a prime target if you could get in to find out some information. So there's that. There is there's a general store that has a heavy guard presence around it as well, which seems a little odd to you. And then there's the tavern, of course, which Clive is approaching quite brazenly. But like I said, you're able to sort of slip around unseen. Aziz, you're flying around above, and are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes, and one of my moves that I just took is called Form Crafter. And when I shapeshift, I choose a stat, take +1 ongoing to rolls using that stat while shifted.
Nice.
Which I was going to use it for Wisdom for Discern Realities.
Okay.
And then the GM will choose a stat too, and I take -1 ongoing to rolls using that stat while shifted.
Oh, okay. It's a little something for everybody. That's nice. So let's subtract your strength.
Now, did I get the map from Zarthus? Was there anything particular marked off, or side notes or anything like that?
Yeah, he would have. He would have wanted you to look at the general store because it has been recently taken over by the Crimson Blades, and then if you can get any information from the garrison as well. Like I said, like schedules, entrances, like maybe even set up an easy entrance, like an easy way to sneak in, something like that. And then Aziz, do you want it to discern realities?
Yeah, basically I am hitting as many windows as I can.
Okay.
To see if I can find large stashes of supplies or whatnot.
Okay. Okay, so you get to ask 3 questions from the list below. Oh, push to talk.
What here is useful or valuable?
Okay.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Mm-hmm.
And what is not what it appears to be?
Okay, so what should you be on the lookout for? So for that one, I'm gonna say that so from above, you can kind of keep an eye on Clive, and he's like strutting towards the bar. He gets up to the entrance of the tavern, and he is going to like stop for a moment and sort of stare at the wall, and then he's going to turn right back around and walk very briskly back to the edge of the woods. So he might have some information for you. You're going to notice that the general store, it looks like everything is being cleared out of it, as if they're making space to hold something. You don't think that well, you've been informed that the supply shipment isn't here yet. It's just on the way. And so you're thinking that this is probably definitely going to be the place that they're going to clear out to to store this stuff while it's here. And then and by the look of the amount of space that they're clearing out, they're expecting a lot. And then what was the last one?
What here is not what it appears to be.
Okay. And then I think on that one you're going to get the sense that the like more guard or more soldiers are arriving, even by night. Like they're riding by night and sort of pulling in. They're accumulating here, which suggests to you that there is a problem that demands military presence. Apparently, because they're moving into this town at a like you're probably just seeing them come in. Somewhat continuously if you continue to watch, and them riding at night is definitely a sign that whatever they're doing here is urgent.
Can I perch near the general store and maybe pick up on some conversations?
Yeah. So you'll do that. Rook, what are you doing?
I'm sinking around the garrison, looking for anything that might, patrol rotation, doors, entrances, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you? Oh, actually, so I think what you'll see as soon as you come up close to the building, sort of against the wall where the entrance to the garrison is, you can see that about a dozen or so wanted posters have been hung up, and that crude depictions of not only your face but those of your companions and associates have been posted as enemies of the Crimson Blades, and to be on the lookout for all of you.
Oh shit! What have I gotten into? All right. Well, I am just gathering information.
Okay. There is a door. Well, there's the front door. There's two guards guarding that door at all times. There are some windows, but they're pretty high off the ground, probably like at the 15-foot mark. And then there's a sort of back like annexed building that's sort of constructed onto the base of the tower, and there appears to be a door there with only one guard.
All right. I'm taking all this information in.
Okay, and then if you want some useful stuff, maybe a discern realities is in order.
All right.
Okay.
Mark XP.
Okay. So mark XP, and then so Aziz, you're sitting atop the general store thing, and you're listening to some of the guards talking as they're moving shit out, and you're going to hear one of them. They're griping about the work, but then they're also talking about oh, I can't believe it's finally happening. I didn't think they well. And the other guy's like, what did you expect? Do you think they were gathering at the pass just to have a picnic? They were going to break through eventually. He says, yeah, but now that it's happened, oh, what does it mean? And the other guy says, well, the free folk will be the first to go. They're closest. Maybe even Vlad, although he could hole up in that castle in the mountains under siege for years. And he says, yeah, it'll be the free folk first. And So that's what you will hear there. And let's switch back over to Tyrion.
All right, so we've got Harold stored in his honey, and I've filled Siegfried in on the spy. What does he think about how she got here, and how she got in and everything?
He says, it is curious.
There must be magic involved, because she was in Hawthorne at the same time as we were.
The sanctuary is protected by threats. If she were able to enter, or protected from threats, if she were able to enter, it is only with the use of magic on her side.
That is what I think as well, because she seemed to arrive here in similar timing to us, if not faster.
And he says, this is concerning.
Yes.
Do her allies consist of any powerful magic users?
Well, there is Fenric. I don't know if they are considered allies or allies of convenience, but he has been doing blood magic using moon elf blood. Who knows what he has concocted there. I've seen him create abominations, and I don't know what other abilities he has unlocked through that, but I know he is a danger to us all.
And he'll nod and he'll say, well, perhaps if he is on her side, then he was able to circumvent our magic.
I would recommend a close eye be kept on her to find out what other company she is keeping. I doubt she is here alone. I
will have our scouts check the forest.
I will check in on Harrison and make sure he is all right.
And he'll go and get the scouts to sort of do around around the area.
And I'll warn him about her super lip reading spy ability.
And he says, and he'll nod and
be extra cautious about conversations.
And he says, thank you.
Curl what that mouth do.
Of course.
Harrison, what would you do?
I believe I was on my way to go speak with Natalie again.
Okay. Yep. She is
just to like keep her distracted.
Yeah, sure. And she is thumbing through her little book. When she sees you coming, she'll turn her attention to you, and smile.
I've been meaning to ask, what's in that little book of yours?
And she flashes you a smile, and she pats the seat next to her, inviting you to come sit down.
Yeah, I'll take a giddy little seat next to her.
And she'll start. She'll open to the first page, and you can see that she is that she's a bit of an artist. She appears to be drawing, and you can see depictions of flowers and just sort of random people, and she'll sort of flip through the book a little bit until she shows you a picture of you that she has drawn.
Oh damn! And I'm gonna be like, I look good. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to tell her I'm incredibly.
You actually look sad.
Oh, that's Hey, yep, that's me, all right. Yeah, I'm like, oh wow, oh, nah, that's definitely not my glamour shot, is it?
She'll look at you and she says, I've experienced loss too.
What happened? If I may ask, and like he puts his hands up defensively.
Gaspard ate him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, basically, yeah, she says, my brother was killed by Gaspard.
And I'm by no means intelligent, but you work for the man now?
I have no choice.
Oh, that just makes me mad. You know, you can make good coin in the city with this art you have. I would say I wouldn't let anything become of you, but look at where that's got my friend. So I just is he holding you hostage?
And she kind of like smiles like wryly, and she says, I am I am bound. I don't wear shackles, but I am bound. I am a prisoner.
He's still holding something above your head.
She says there's nowhere I can go where he won't find me. And he always exacts his revenge on those who betray him.
Not if he's dead. Ha 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 ha. Oh.
She doesn't laugh. She says, Harrison, he knows about the plot.
I know it was in poor taste.
He knows about the plot with Dwemir. He knows that Dwemir is fixing to betray him, and he wants to see where your loyalty lies.
Mine or like the group collectively?
The group collectively. In your
Okay. Woo! They just Tyrion.
And Tyrion's literally like right outside the gate, like you're maybe like 20 paces away from the tent when you hear Harrison like cry out for you.
And this is why he's not allowed to go on the mission.
And I will come running.
Tyrion, we have some news.
Well, hold on. Like, I gotta like, what's Tyrion prepared to do? Like, what's going through Tyrion's mind? Like, I gotta know.
Well, Tyrion was going because he suspected that she was there to spy, and that Harrison was going to fall into some kind of trap. Not because Harrison wasn't capable, but because Harrison was vulnerable right now because of grief. And so he was prepared to have to kick butt. And so he hears Harrison yelling for help. Basically, it's everything he was afraid was going to happen. So he's basically clutching the staff in both hands and is going in ready to just start swinging. And so he just bursts through the tent flap. Got...
I imagine it's like almost too quick for Harrison. Like he wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Yeah, he just like around the corner immediately. Like I cut off I'm like, Tyrion! It just stops.
Tyrion! Oh, hi.
Oh, there you are. That was rather quick.
I just happened to be
Unlike last time.
And then I see the situation is not as dire as I expected.
Trust me, it's still dire, but not that badly. So, I was speaking with Natalie, and Natalie, is it okay if I relay this information?
She nods, and then we're going to switch back to Rook and Aziz. So Aziz, you've heard this information from these guys, basically saying that the orcs have breached the northern pass. Rook, you failed your discern realities. I'm gonna say that you're going to the guard who is guarding the back entrance. The back entrance will open, and someone will come through the door. He doesn't wear much armor. He's not like dressed up like the rest of these guys. I mean, he's still got the colors, but he has a really like unbalanced gait to his walk. And he has a single blade strapped to his back. His hair is kind of long and wild, and he's got some like half plate armor. But he's definitely a Crimson Blade, but he looks he is not the cookie cutter guy or soldier, and he comes out and he's going to address the guard outside, and he says, "Are you supposed to be with someone?" And the guy says, yes, sir. He just went to take a piss." And he says, "Did I say that people could take a piss while they're on duty?" And he says, "Well, no, sir, but he had to go." And he says, "And how long has he been gone?" And the guy kind of looks like he's stuttering and trying to think of a response, and the guard is going to basically like take or the guy who came out the door is basically going to take him and like push him up against the wall, and you're gonna see him with like a little dagger, like a stiletto dagger. He's gonna put it up to the guy's throat, and he says, "We're at war now, you little prick, and shit like this is what gets us killed. I'd love more than anything to drive this little dagger through your throat, but I'm feeling generous today, as it happens. I'm still riding the high of a great victory. I'm the one who slayed Harold the Great, you know." And the guard says, yes, sir. Of course, sir. I have heard it. Bards will sing your praise." And he puts the little dagger away, and he says, "When your friend gets back from his piss, be sure to give him a kick in the ass." And he will step back inside. What do you do, Rook?
I leave. I go to tell Aziz.
Okay. So while you're going to tell Aziz, you're going to hear a little stifled scream from the wood line, like a little like ah, and a guard saying, "You there? What are you doing? What are you doing in the brush?" And well, I was taking a piss. What are you doing? Come closer to the light. Let me see your face. And you can see a torch. You can hear Clive's voice. And you can see a torch approaching him in the darkness. Aziz, what are you doing?
So was I close enough to witness this?
Yeah, I'm sure. Not the first bit, but the Clive bit, yeah.
Okay. So I am going to land near, like up in the tree above Clive, and I'm going to spend one of my hold for the whole parrot mimicry thing, and try to mimic the sound of a large, hungry cat.
All right. So that's a mimicry. Is that like a? Is that one? So you'll expend a hold to do that. Okay. Um. The Okay. The guard will look toward the forest, and you can see the light sort of jump back away from the line of the woods, and he says what the hell was that? You come out there. And he's still talking to Clive. You can see he's kind of backing away, and he says, "Did you hear that?" And Clive says, "I heard it." And he's actually gonna bolt out of the woods as well towards the guy with the torch. He says, "Don't let it kill me." And he says, you can see the guy with the torch. He's like looking. He's like scanning the line of the woods. Rook, what will you do?
Good call. No, I say hid in the bushes.
Okay. And then I think Clive will say, well, I have relieved myself. I think I'll head back to the tavern. Thank you for your service and keeping me safe. It's because of men like you that. And he says, wait a second. And he puts his torch closer to Clive, and he says, just what I thought. You're a bard, aren't you? And Clive says, yes, of course. I've been known to play a tune or two. And he says, perfect. And he says, Master, God, what was his name again? The Unhinged. Was it Argon the Unhinged or
Argoth.
Yeah.
Argoth? Right.
Argoth the Unhinged.
Right. Yeah. He says, perfect. You're coming with me. Argoth desires music. And Clive says, Argoth? What music could he possibly want to hear? And, oops. Oh no, I have to refresh it again. And he's going to say, so he's basically pulling Clive towards the tower at this point. And he says, he wants to hear music of his victory over Harold the Great, of course. Come on.
Now this Scar's by himself, right?
He is moving closer to the tower. But yeah, he's by himself.
I want to jump out of the bushes and surprise him with a backstab.
Okay.
And I will aid with some claws to the face.
Hey, John.
Yes.
On stream, everybody's cameras are frozen.
Yeah, I'm refreshing them right now.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't. For some reason, when I minimized I accidentally minimized the Discord, and then it was like, oh no, well, now we're not updating. So. Okay, so we got a backstab. When you attack a surprised or defenseless enemy with a melee weapon, you can choose to deal your damage. Yep. So, so you rolled a 9. Okay. So on a 9, choose one.
Push talk.
You can almost taste the tension.
Reduce their armor by 1.
You said reduce the armor by 1?
Yeah.
Okay. And you also get to attack, right?
Yeah. Roll damage.
Yeah, you deal your damage. Oh wait, you can choose to deal your damage or roll dex. On a 10 plus.
That is a horrible roll.
Huh. So what is that? Oh, okay. I see, okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm reading that. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it's saying. So you attack a surprise. So you can either choose to deal your damage or roll dex. And then on a 10 plus, you get to choose 2. So you deal your damage plus 1d6, and you reduce your armor by 1. Okay, so yeah, so you can roll damage. So you can actually roll. Yeah, you rolled the 2d6.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. So, so you take his armor down by 1, and you kill him. You basically, he's like walking along with Clive, and then you're basically gonna one-shot him. And how do you do that?
I come out of the bushes and grab him from behind and slit his throat.
Okay, and
I'll then grab Clive and see.
Clive shrieks, and
I'll put my hand over his mouth.
and he says, "I have money, I swear."
You fool! It's me.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and as you start heading back toward the tree line, he says, "Oh no, we don't want to go that way. There's cats in the woods."
No cat, just me.
Wow.
And I will hide the body in some leaves or whatever.
And he says, "Did you hear what that man said? Argoth is here. We have to get the fuck out of here now."
Yes, I heard. I agree.
And will you go back to Sanctuary?
Yeah, seems like a good time to do so.
Okay. Aziz?
I don't. Ooh, I'm torn right now. He's right there.
Well, dude.
Yes, but taking him on alone, or just the two of us, would be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I will support whatever you say, but I'm not feeling great about that.
Especially in a town rapidly filling with guards.
Yeah, the presence
they're
here
pouring
is
in.
uncanny.
They're pouring in. Plus, it's not time. It seems like there's more of them by the minute.
All right. So back to Harrison and Tyrion. So Harrison, you've explained what Natalie has told you. Tyrion, what are you guys doing?
So it was all a plot.
Exactly.
I don't have any loyalties, and I'm not sure if I had them where they would lie.
We have one loyalty, and that is to Harold.
That's exactly it, and the man's dead, and now all these other war chiefs desperately want us to help them.
I can tell you the only war chief I have no interest in helping is Stefan.
Natalie will say, Stefan is tracking your movements, and he is, his men have been ordered to hunt you and kill you on sight. She says,
sounds like somebody has a crush.
she says if Gaspard were to be in control of the situation, that those particular orders would not be the case.
I see. Well, Stefan has been out to get me for a long time, and he has yet to be successful. He knows that he can't defeat me, and as such, keeps trying these other maneuvers, but he lacks the backbone to actually follow through. Or the cunning. But what would Gaspard do about this, and what would he have us do?
She says that Gaspard wants you to so at some point Stefan is moving towards the front lines to embolden the troops. He's also on a campaign to recruit the free towns, the free folk, to his cause, offering them protection and food from the orcs in exchange for their fealty. Now this will continue under Gaspard, but if Gaspard were to take the helm. But this is Stefan will be moving through Hawthorne at some point, and then on to a series of other towns. But Hawthorne for sure. Gaspard says if you can take care of him, he can make your travels a little less dangerous. Oh, and he would also like you to eliminate Dwemir as well.
See, that sounds so pleasant when you put it like that, Natalie. He is providing towns with food if they swear fealty. You know, the guy who eats people is somehow, for some odd reason, filling them up. And then on top of it, he's holding you hostage to a point. If you do leave or run away, he kills you. I'm not seeing an upside to helping any of these people. What do you think, Tyrion?
I agree, there is no upside to helping any of them, but we can't fight all of them.
If you had to pick a lesser of two evils?
I know the one I would not choose is Stefan.
Gaspard it is. Aziz and Rook are going to be so delighted when they come back to camp.
I also know that I would not choose Vlad, as bloodsuckers are not to my liking either. I'm not crazy about cannibalism, but
It's the lesser of two evils.
the least of three at this point.
Yeah, and then I don't even think we've got yet to meet Tum Tum, but he seems like a pretty brash fellow. And I've only heard whispers of Plumcrush the Gorger. He sounds absolutely splendid.
Yes, Tum Tum wants to unmake the world. I think that makes for a non-starter.
Mm-hmm.
If he's willing to ally...
Yeah, so Gaspard.
I hate to say it, but Gaspard seems like the most reasonable offer. Ever think you'd say that?
No, ever in my life.
Right now, you can tell Gaspard that our most urgent need is a little bit of alone time with Argoth. If we can get a little quiet time with Stefan's unhinged assassin, I think that we can perhaps change some people's mind about Stefan's iron grip and supremacy.
She says if you can she says if you can take out Stefan, and the more discreetly the better. The more it looks less like a power play, and the more it looks like an accident or
an accident.
Yeah, you know, the better the less it implicates Gaspard, and the more natural it makes the transfer of power seem. the better. And at
We
that,
are being hunted by him after all, so if we kill him, we're merely defending ourselves. Why would Gaspard be implicated in that?
and
And I wink at Harrison.
Oh yes, wink wonk.
and she says that he, if you can do that, if Gaspard gets the reins of control, and it's within his power, he'll deliver Argoth to you on a silver platter.
Hey, hey, hey!
And you're quite insightful, Tyrion. You think that she's saying that. She's saying that because it could be true, but realistically, if Stefan were to fall from grace, Argoth would probably go renegade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. He's a rabid dog. He needs to be.
Yeah.
In my mind, he needs to be put down before Stefan is, because without him having a leash on him, he's way more dangerous.
Do I hear vengeance? Vengeance.
I'm
And
gonna do a discern realities on her just to kind of see if I can get any extra insight on this.
okay, go ahead.
Harrison releases his first metal song. It's called Vengeance. Vengeance. On a lute.
All right. Get one question.
Ooh, can I aid? How high was it?
I would need 2 to make it more than one question, so I think you can
I
only
have something. Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Harrison can play music. Here, figure that out real quick. I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Listen to us talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you can do like your magical rite or something like that.
Yeah, I think I have something. Yeah, I'm gonna try and perform my arcane art.
That's what it is.
Cool. So on a 10 plus, the ally gets the selected effect. You get a +2.
Ooh, that boots me to a 10.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what I needed.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I think I still need to roll the aid though.
All right, so aid me.
Yeah. Hey, listen here.
You get a +2 on your aid for bonds.
Okay, I don't know how I would expose myself to danger, retribution, or cost, but I did help. Look at Remy.
Oh, Remy, what a good boy.
What's up?
Okay, so, I did my arcane art to give him a +2 instead of a +1 for bonds, but I only rolled a 7 for aid. But I don't know how that would be. I don't know if I'm like a little creepy about my questioning. Like, yeah, Natalie, why are you here? Like, I don't know. I don't know exactly how I put like retribution, cost, or expose myself to danger when I aid.
Let's see. Cost. Your
Your handkerchief rips.
That is quite tragic, actually.
No, I'm gonna say she's going to look at you, and you're gonna see her like tears kind of brim up in her eyes, and she says, "I wish I could hear you play."
Aww.
Your cost is guilt.
Have I not deserved enough? What the hell? Out of nowhere, she just guilt trips me? What the heck? I'm gonna cry on stream. What the
And but it is a success. It is a +1 and then a +2 thanks to your
Which
arcane
means I
art.
get 3 questions
You get
instead
3
of
questions.
1.
Yes.
Your second.
Yeah, I hope it was freaking worth it.
And
It
I think she'll probably leave in a hurry as well. Like she'll like sort of tear up and she'll say, "I wish I could hear you play," and then she'll sort of make a hasty exit.
So I'll have what should I be on the lookout for, what is useful or valuable, and what here is not what it appears to be.
All right, let's do what here is not what it appears to be first.
All right.
I would say what here is not what it appears to be is Gaspard's offering a lot for your help, and especially since you were just conspiring with Domir for to take him out as well, and he seems to know that. It's a little weird that he knows that. Yeah, I think that's the question we'll answer. I think I'll answer the question. It's a little weird that he knows that. And he was talking about testing loyalty. You think that he could be testing your loyalty to someone you've made a deal with? And I think you think that it could possibly be that if you turn on Dwemer, Gaspard's going to take that to mean that you would turn on him if someone offered a better deal.
Well, fortunately, I didn't turn on Dwemer. I just said, I just want Stefano. And
so I think you think by honoring or letting Dwemer know what's going on and sort of like protecting him, I think that would get you closer. That would raise your Gaspard's level of trust in you. I think that's what you. That's what's not as what it appears to be. What was the next one?
What should I be on the lookout for?
I think you should be on the lookout for the fact that apparently Stefan can track you. And this can actually be confirmed by Harrison, who knows that he has a divination or a diviner in his crew, essentially, and that same diviner actually helped locate some information about Melvin. So he can keep as close an eye on you as he wants, which is pretty scary. It's likely that he knows that he knows where you are, generally.
Now the question is he just tracking me or is he tracking each of us individually?
Harrison could probably offer you some more explanation on that, and I think Harrison would be able to tell you that it just depends. Like the diviner chooses a subject, and then sometimes they can get a stronger read or a fainter read, just depending. But I think there's probably some voodoo involved.
I thought you said doo-doo at first.
That too.
Doo-doo.
And then the last question.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
I think knowing that she is an unwilling participant and that she seems to be connected with you, I think that gives you somewhat of an ally, perhaps that could come in handy at a crucial moment, especially if you maintain a good connection with her. Kind of a personal news.
Harrison.
Yeah, and I'm gonna Harrison will probably after she runs off, she'll probably he'll probably convey that to Tyrion as well, because he knows Tyrion probably would not think that's honorable, and he would probably disagree with that as well. But that she's kind of being held captive because this guy's just gonna stalk her down and kill her, or have somebody else do it for him.
So perhaps not the lesser of two evils or four evils.
They're all equally shit.
So true, yes. Well, we probably need to get word back to Dwemer that he's been rumbled so that he can watch out for himself.
Don't we have to kill Domir for
No,
Gaspard?
we didn't actually commit to that. We've committed to killing Stefan, which I was committed to anyway.
And at this point, I think
Okay,
Aziz,
that's fine.
I think Aziz and Rook will reappear, with Clive. And Clive is out of breath, like he's you wouldn't believe, big cats, the guards, Argoth, and then he's just gonna like pass out.
Seems he bounced back quite quick from my nasty comment earlier.
Ah, you found Argoth.
Yes, he is in Hawthorne.
Because the gods have told me what we need to do.
Yeah, Harrison's leaving.
What's that?
He's going off to kill him. He's going off to kill him.
I'm grabbing him by his coattail.
Not so bad.
You could probably actually... You're a halfling, right? You probably could, like, actually hold him back.
Yeah, that's why I was confident doing it. Just, need a plan.
We need two things to bring Harold back. First, we need a trophy of victory by defeating the man.
I'll carve his heart out of his chest.
That would be sufficient. Yes. His heart, his head, his balls, I care not. We merely need a trophy of victory. I leave it to you, Harrison, to choose what that trophy should be. But find him and kill him. And then we must go and we must find an old mentor of mine who hides out in the peaks of blood and is wise in the ways of reclaiming souls. For I will need his help to perform this rite. And then Harold will return to us.
Wow.
All right. Does that work for a final scene, or do we need anything more final than that?
Nope.
I think that's pretty good.
All right, cool. Well, that's right on time. So let's prepare ourselves for a bit of a raid. Let's see. I think I got somebody here. Cool. So let's raid Big B's. I see Big B's is playing, and I love Big B's. So
Cool.
yeah. So we'll raid Big B's. Also, before we do that, though, we'll have some more some closing announcements. Next week we'll be doing our Dungeon Crawler, which is the fun, awesome game where we get to spend points and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Next week we'll also be doing a giveaway as well, for dice that look like this. What are they called again, Deacon?
Hollow.
Yes, and they're
Nice.
very Cthulhian looking, like mind flayer dice. They are very detailed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they look badass. So
They are resin. They're not metal, but yeah, they look badass.
yeah, so we'll be giving away some of those. That's coming from dndwow.com. You can go check out their website, and if you are interested, you can also use, if you're interested in saving a little bit of money, you can use our code theactionsturge at checkout to get some 10% knocked off of some metal dice that they have for sale there. So check them out. Use our code. Let them know that we sent you, and check back with us with us next week, and this weekend, bowl of cereal on the Plaster Dragons channel, right? That starts at well, I guess I should let you do it. You're the expert on your channel, so
Yeah, I mean, you're doing good.
I was doing all right, but
Yeah, bowl of cereal this week is superheroes with Sturge, myself, and Hellspawn from Icky V's channel, as Icky V puts us through a kind of noir gothic horror superhero campaign, and I'm hoping this is the week that we get to F some stuff up.
Yeah. So that I'm looking forward to that. I should be able to make it. I'm going into work super early so I can get out super early. Fingers crossed. I don't want to miss it. So with that, let's go ahead and let's go say hey to Big Bees. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, that should have initiated the raid. Did it?
I see it showing a countdown up here.
Awesome, cool. So let's go say hey to Big Bees. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out, and we'll be back next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.